Welcome back to Dramatical Murder. Things look weird because this has gone from Gaywatch on YouTube in full effect to After Dark. This is the After Dark setup. The only reason you're seeing this After Dark setup on YouTube is because in this case, there's really no difference between what I can post on YouTube versus what I have to post on Patreon. So everybody gets it all, Patreon just gets it early. But before we get started on this new section, I do have to say that there is a bit of a trigger warning involved with this game in general apparently, but specifically right now. At the end of the previous episode, the main character was in an extremely dangerous situation in terms of the threat of sexual assault, and it got super real. So please take care of yourself if that is something that you are sensitive about in any way. Either think twice or just skip ahead. And now we're just diving back in. So this guy, this whoever, has said you're awake. A gangly, slouching man pokes his head through the rusty metal door. When he sees me, he grins and enters the room. Who the hell?
気分はどうだ? 大変だったな、あんた。いきなりレイプとかさ。ミンクさんには誰も逆らえねえからな。おまけに何考えてるのかもわかんねえしさ。
I have no idea what the man's on about. I glare at him, willing him to go away.
今はミンクさんに言われてきたわけじゃねえし、そんな怖い顔すんなよ。な？青葉だろ、あんた。なんで俺の名前？やっぱり青葉だよな。ジャンクショップ平凡の。平凡を知ってんのか？ああ、昔はよくあそこにいろいろ買いに行ってたんだよ。
He smiles happily. Maybe it's just because of what I've been through, but the shop's name is music to my ears. Knowing he was a customer makes me feel a certain kinship. I want to drop my guard. Don't fucking do it. Don't you fucking do it. But I don't. Thank you. There's something off about this guy. Yeah, he's here. He can't seem to sit still, and that's not all.
まさかこんなとこであんたに会うなんてさ。俺ちょっと感動しちゃったよ。ああ、そうだな。だろう。でさ、あんたが捕まってるって聞いて、俺すげえいいこと思いついちゃってさ。ここから出してやろうと思って。マジか。もちろんいい話だろ。でもここはあのミンクってやつが仕切ってんだろ。大丈夫大丈夫、なんとかなるから。なんとかっても具体的にどうするんだよ。大丈夫だって。だからどうするんだよ。しつこいな。大丈夫だって言ってんだろ。
Suddenly, the man's expression changes, and he pulls a gun on me. He smiles, but it doesn't reach his eyes, which are wide as plates.
なあ、大丈夫だよ。ここから出してやるから。だからさ、もっと声を聞かせてくれよ。なあ。
Oh my god, rock in a hard place. Rock in a hard place. One fucking psycho and another. Oh no.
そうだよ。平凡に電話すると、だいたいいつもあんたが出るだろ。
His phone thing backfired.
あんたの声、初めて聞いた時に聞き惚れちゃってさ。それからよく電話したんだよ。あんたの声を聞くために。
He's the... Fuck. So his only interest in the store is me. Admittedly, he's not the only customer who calls because of my voice.
もっとさ俺のためにいろんな声を聞かせてくれよ聞きたいんだよな
The man climbs onto the bed, gun still in hand. He shoves the weapon in my face when I try to get up.
動くな逃げようとしたら撃つ別にいいだろ減るもんじゃねえし俺はただあんたの声が聞きたいだけなんだよ
The man gropes my face, panting heavily. Ugh, gross. Very much so. Why does this keep happening to me? It's because of where you are, I feel. Right. Ugh, my head. Shit, why does it have to start up again now? I think it's a protection. Yeah. The door flies open. The man goes white as a sheet and spins around, dropping the gun. There in the doorway stands Mink.
何やってる?
すみません
Mink marches into the room and grabs the panicking man by the collar.
すみませんすみません
てめえも来い。
いった
Oh, yeah, not by the hair. Okay, by the arm. Mink grabs me by the arm and hauls me off the bed. Mink drags us both into the hall, attracting curious looks from the men standing there. He pulls us through an open door at the end of the hall. It leads to the room where those men attacked me. Several men are already there, with us, plus the gawkers from the hallway. The room is filled to capacity. Mink tosses me aside, then throws the other guy to the ground.
ミンクさん、すみません、すみません。
All the color has drained from his face. He crawls backward on his ass, staring wild-eyed up at Mink.
Mink!
制裁か。
だな。でも何やらかしたんだ、あいつ。
さあ、エマやったことは確かだろう。ミンクさんを怒らせたんだから。
もう一人の、外から連れてこられたやつもか？
じゃねえの。
Disciplined? That can't mean anything good.
すみません。勘弁してください。
Mink looks down at the man, stone-faced, and grabs him by the collar. There's a dull thwack, the sound of bone against bone, and the man's head snaps back like a rag doll's. He twitches once, twice, eyes rolling back to show the whites. Blood spurts from his mouth, and pieces of tooth drop to the floor like grains of rice. Pieces of teeth. This Mink guy has to be crazy strong to knock a man out with one punch like that. While I'm staring dumbstruck at the spectacle, all eyes go to me. I really don't like where this is going. Some of the men are grinning. Their smiles say, "You're next." Oh, hell no. First, I'm almost gang raped. Yeah, and now I'm gonna get beaten to a pulp. What did I do? What did he do? Other than exist. As if to make matters worse, my head starts throbbing too. I don't have my bag, so I don't have my medicine or Ren, and there's no way I'm making a break for it. Not with this many guys surrounding me. I'm fucked. Mink takes one step toward me.
ふざけんなよ。こっち来んな。
I drop back and Mink follows, closing the gap with his long strides. I can still see the man out of the corner of my eye, lying in a pool of his own blood. I don't want to end up like that. I brace myself for the impact. But then...
お前はこっちだ。
Instead of punching my lights out, Mink grabs my arm and starts walking towards the door.
あいつ制裁なし？マジかよ。
はあ？なんでだ？
外から連れてくるやつって大体潰し目的だろ。
わかんねえ。あんなの何の役にも立たなそうなやつなのにな。
The crowd shoots piercing glares my way as we pass. I guess they were all convinced I was in for a beating. Hell, even I thought so. Mink obviously hears what they're saying, but he doesn't react in the slightest. What's going to happen to me now? God only fucking knows. Mink takes me back to the room I woke up in.
話せよ。
Once we're inside, I shake his hand off. Mink moves away from me and takes a seat on the bed, staring at me with his unreadable eyes. I'm more than a little intimidated, but I meet his stare with a scowl. This is the kind of man who can strike without warning, without a hint of his intentions showing on his face. He has an almost eerie calm. When he looks at you, it's like he can see exactly who you are and what you're thinking. Like a predator staring down prey. That's why I know I can't show any weakness, even if that means bluffing.
あんたの目的は何なんだ。なんで俺をここに連れてきた。ばあちゃんはどこだ。さっきのもなんであいつ殴った。どうせあいつもあんたが命令して俺を襲わせるように仕向けたんだろ。なのになんでだ。
あいつは違う。この部屋には誰も入るなと言ってあった。それ
違うって。俺からしたらどっちだって変わんねえよ。あんたは俺をどうしたいんだ。犯されてんの見たいのか。
It's my guess.
自覚がねえのが一番厄介だな。
はあ。
もう一度言うが、さっき殴ったやつは俺がけしかけたわけじゃねえ。あいつが自主的にやったことだ。
Yeah, but the guys earlier were acting on your orders, if I recall correctly.
お前の声に惑わされてな。
声？
Yes. I resist the urge to ask what he means. You shouldn't really have to. It got explained earlier. It's true, that man was obsessed with my voice. But how does Mink know that?
だが、どんな理由だろうと、結果的にあいつは俺の命令を破った。それを許すわけにはいかねえ。それがここのルールだからだ。
Now I'm even more confused.
俺の声がどうとか。なんであんたが知ってんだよ。答えろよ。あとばあちゃんをどうしたのかも答えろ。
知らねえよ。俺の目的は最初からお前だ。
は？
Then what about Granny? While I'm struggling to wrap my head around this, Mink pulls something from his coat pocket and shows it to me.
こいつはなんだ？
It's my headache medicine. I reach for it, but he pulls away.
返せ！
質問に答えろ。
ただの頭痛薬だよ。
一般に出回ってるやつじゃねえな。
ばあちゃんが薬剤師だからそれで。あとは知らねえよ。
Granny knows more than she ever told you.
まるでジャンキーだ。
は？
Mink tucks the medicine back into his coat and gets up off the bed. He opens the door and speaks a few words to someone in the hall. A few moments later, two men enter the room, dragging something behind them. They drop their cargo in the middle of the room and leave. The cargo is people. Soylent Green says what? Two men dressed in black are lying face down on the floor. Looking closely, I can tell they're still breathing.
そいつらの首見てみろ。
Next? I lean forward. Oh, Morphine's tag. And that's not all. Each has a black square beneath the wings and halo. Another tag was blacked out. I can still see part of the original pattern. Unless I'm mistaken, that's...
ドライジュース
I lift one of the men by the shoulder to get a look at his face. I know him. He's a member of Dry Juice.
俺たちより先にお前の家にいたのがそいつらだ。大半は引き上げた後だったがな。残っていたのはその二人だ。これで分かったか？お前のばあさんと俺は関係ねえ。
Yeah, but you had everything to do with the... You know what? Okay.
でもなんでばあちゃんが
知らねえよ。ただ引き上げていった連中の後は追わせた。
Wasn't my boyfriend there?
本当かだったら
その前に交換条件だ。さっきも言った通り、俺の目的はお前だ。お前について確かめたいことがあってここへ連れてきたが、大体は把握した。
I did not. I got more questions.
お前は俺の言う通りに動いてもらう。その代わり、交換条件として、まずお前のめんどくせえ用事に付き合ってやる。
俺の
ばあさんを探してやるって言ってんだよ。
How am I supposed to believe that? For all I know, this might be some kind of sick game. He already put me through hell once before. Although, that doesn't explain what happened to the dry juice guys. Blacking out the dry juice tags and putting morphines over the top. That's not something he could have put together this quickly, right?
もし俺が信じられないって言うなら、一人でばあさんを探せばいい。
I hate to admit it, but I don't think I can find her on my own. If morphine really was involved, I wouldn't even know where to start.
あんたは俺が目的だって言ったけどどうするつもりなんだよ
These are the questions.
それを今ここで言う必要はねえ。条件を飲むかどうかだけさっさと決めろ。
Oh. I mean, this isn't... I'm not... You know, I can't do it. I cannot put any amount of trust or anything in the guy who very nearly had that done to me, even if it turns out to be that it was some kind of like pressure test trying to trigger this whatever self-defense thing happened to him. Even if that turns out to be the case, can't do it. Can't do it. I can't do it. I don't want to go along with this guy, but at the same time, while I stare at my feet, unsure of what to do, Mink seizes me by the collar.
てめえが迷った分だけ時間が無駄になるんだよ。ばあさんがどうなってもいいのか。
Yeah, but
それは嫌だ
だったら答えは一つだろうが。
don't make
ぐ
me
ず
go
ぐずする
anyway.
な。
Don't make me go anyway.
すぐに出るぞ。支度しろ。
God damn it. Mink shoves me away and tosses my pills on the ground. I quickly snatch them up. Then I realize what Mink said. We're leaving? But where's my bag? As Mink leaves, a colorful cockatoo flies into the room. It's carrying something in its talons. My bag.
お前の荷物だ。受け取れ。
The bird's an all-mate, obviously. If I'm not mistaken, I saw it on Mink's shoulder earlier.
お前ミンクのオールメイトか
そうだ。
After replying, it flies back out through the door. While trying to wrap my head around Mink's surprising choice of companion, I pick up my bag and look inside. Everything's there. My coil and my ball of dark blue fur. As there should be. I don't see any damage to my coil or to Ren. That is a good thing. First, I pull out my coil and slip it back onto my arm. The missed call notification is flashing. Oh, my call history is full to bursting. All the calls are from Kojaku. I quickly call him back. Oh.
ああ、
お前どこで何やってんだ。
ごめん。
全然連絡つかねえから心配してたんだぞ。
ちょっといろいろあって、今から帰るからその時に詳しく話す。
分かった。今平凡にいるからそっちで。
なあ。
The sound of Kojaku's voice has brought me back to reality. Kojaku? Kojaku. Kojaku? Kojaku? Kojaku. Dry juice, granny, my kidnapping, and near rape. It felt like a nightmare, but no, it was all real. I was there with you, man. It was real. And it's not over. Time to get going. I down some pills, pick up my bag, and leave the room. Once we get outside, I realize that we're in the North Quarter. Together, Mink and I head for the East Quarter. I don't know how long I was in that gloomy building, but now the sun is high in the sky. Mink leads me through the back streets like he's trying to avoid attention. I'm not sure if this is just his preference or if he has a good reason to stay out of sight. My headache has largely subsided, but I'm still not feeling 100%, so my pace is slow and I start to lag behind. Every time he turns a corner, I worry I might lose sight of him. I start to feel really pathetic for some reason. Why am I so desperate to keep up with this asshole? No, I know why. I'm doing this to save Granny. I just have to remember that. We walk for a while in silence. Eventually, the scenery turns familiar. We're almost at Humdrum Drunk. The thought nearly brings tears to my eyes. Just as the store comes into view, a shadow falls over me.
Master! Kuria!
Is he okay? He landed face first. But a second later, he jumps up and embraces me.
Master! よかった! どちらへ行かれてたのですか? あ、いや。ご無事で何よりです。昨夜はマスターの声が遠くから聞こえたので心配してたんです。俺の声が? はい。
Last night, that's when Mink kidnapped me. I want to get inside, or did you really hear me? I feel like this is blatantly like a relationship tree choice. So like, did you really hear me would earn points for Clear's route. And we're trying to avoid that because we're very clearly going for Kojaku. So I want to get inside. There's no way he could have heard my voice from so far away. This is Clear after all. He's probably just making it up.
そっか。それより早く店へ行こうぜ。わざわざ出てきてくれたんだろ?
Unable to bear the pressure of Mink's silence any longer, I grab Clear by the shoulders and turn him around.
そうですね。わかりました。さあ、お店の中へどうぞ、マスター。
青葉くん
Kojaku and Mr. Haga's face light up when they see me. They run up to me, breathless.
大丈夫かお前
なんとか。
よかった。
おう、あの犬っころも無事なのかよ。
ここにいる。
Ren pops his head out of my bag to look up at Benny, who's sitting on Kojaku's shoulder.
このガスマスクがお前がどこかへ連れ去られたって大慌てで俺のところへ来てよ。最初は信じてなかったんだが、本当にお前に連絡取れなくなるし、それでお前のことを聞こうとタイさんに連絡したらそっちも連絡取れねえし、確かコイル嫌いだったってのを思い出し。
He looks past me, scowling.
おい、そいつ。てめえ、スクラッチのヘッドだよな。
Scratch? Wait, isn't that the Rib Gang made up of escaped prisoners?
え？
気づかなかったのかよ。
いや、スクラッチのタグワードとかあまり見たことなかったから。
Mink lets out a contemptuous snort. The building he had me in was so dark and dirty, I couldn't get a good look at anything. But thinking back, maybe I did see a tag. I recall what I know about Scratch. Supposedly, it's made up of guys their leader busted out of prison. The police are barely functional as is, so as long as they don't make too much trouble, it's not worth rounding them up. Oh, that explains the discipline thing. Keeping hardened criminals in line can't be easy, especially not in a town like this. They'd need rules for the gang to function and harsh punishments for anyone who breaks them. Benny is glaring at the cockatoo. The cockatoo turns away like he couldn't care less.
綺麗なオウムさんですね。
ですね。綺麗なオウムです。
すかしやがって。嫌な野郎だぜ。
ずいぶんやかましいな。スズメならもっと可愛く泣いたらどうだ。
てめえ、ふざけんなよこの野郎。
Benny puffs himself up into a ball. I guess he's got an especially short temper when it comes to other birds.
最悪だな。とんだゲス野郎と鉢合わせしちまった。日陰門はおとなしく豚箱へ帰れよ。
お前に言われる筋合いはねえな。
んだと？なんでてめえが青葉と一緒にいるんだよ。青葉に何かしてみろ。ただじゃおかねえぞ。
それもお前には関係ねえだろ。
ああ？おい、なめてんのか？
I don't like where this is going.
こうじゃく君、落ち着いて。
とりあえず中へ入ろうぜ。ここ入り口だし。
Kojaku shoots Mink another glare, which Mink meets unflinching. Great. We just got here, and I'm already exhausted. Humdrum's basement has a couch and a table, which we use for informal meetings. We all gather down there. Mr. Haga seems to realize something's going on, because he heads right back upstairs after showing us down. Kojaku, Clear, Mink, and I sit on the couch.
で、さっきの話の続きだ。タエさんはどうしてんだ？連絡つかねえし、お前もこんなことになってるしよ。タエさんがコエル嫌いなのは知ってる。連絡取れない理由がそれなら別に問題ねえんだが。
それが。
As I trail off, Kojaku flashes a knowing frown.
何があった？
連れてかれた。
誰に？
モルヒネだ。
Kojaku snorts at this.
はあ？おい、ふざけるのも大概にしろ。モルヒネだと？神隠しにでもあったってのか？ タエさんはリブじゃねえっつの。
公爵、俺も見たんだ。モルヒネのタグ。
マジか。
I tell him about how I arrived home to find Granny gone, and about Mink, and about those morphine dry juice members. I know mentioning that Mink kidnapped me would just add fuel to the fire, so I gloss over the details. Kojaku listens intently. Once I've finished, he lets out a small sigh and leans back into the couch.
どうにも信じらんねえな。そのモルヒネのタグってのも、もしかしたらこいつがお前を騙すために後から入れたんじゃねえのか？
Kojaku glares at Mink.
こいつら犯罪者なんだぜ。
信じねえならそれはそれで構わねえ。
ああ？なんでてめえにんなこと言われなきゃなんねんだよ。どうせろくでもねえこと考えてるんだろうが。
この話を決めるのはお前じゃねえ。あいつだ。
Mink points to me with his pipe.
ばあさん探しを手伝ってやる代わりに、あいつにこっちの条件を飲んでもらう。
Yeah, but I
それがあいつと俺の間で成立した取引だ。
I protested it first. And then you made me go along with it.
な
So
んだ
really.
そりゃ。てめえの条件ってなんだよ、おい。
お前に話す義理はねえっつっただろ。ただ、俺はばあさんがどこへ行ったか、だいたい見当がついてる。ばあさんを誘拐した奴らをチームの連中に追わせて、その報告が入ってきてる。
Kojaku turns to me. His eyes are asking, "What are you gonna do?" I already know the answer. I totally understand Kojaku's suspicions. It's not like I trust Mink either. But Mink is the only one with a clue where Granny might be. I don't have a choice.
公爵、頼む。ばあちゃんを助けたいんだ。他の方法も思いつかない。力を貸してくれ。
青葉。
Gradually, the anger fades from Kojaku's face, though there's still a fire in his eyes.
わかった。お前がそこまで言うならしょうがねえ。気は進まねえが、信じるしかねえな。
ありがとう。
構わねえよ。お前のためならな。
Kojaku shoots Mink another glare. Mink blows out a puff of white smoke, then glances over at the stairs. At first, I think he's just trying to rile Kojaku up by ignoring him, but no, his eyes are sharp, like a hawk's. Is something there?
おい。
Mink gestures at the cockatoo with his chin. It flies through the door to the stairs. There's some clattering, then the bird returns with something in its talons.
なんだこりゃ。
ブロックでしょうか。
これ。
The bird is holding a cube. Wait, I've seen this thing before.
ノイズだ。あいつまた。
行儀が悪いな。
またかよ。盗み聞きが趣味なんじゃねえのか、あいつ。
さっきドアのところで音がしたのはこれだったんですね。
知り合いか？
知り合いっつうか、まあ。
情報収集に余念がないタイプか。まあまあ使えそうだな。
Mink grabs me by the arm and whispers into my ear.
巻き込め。
え？
Of course.
店で勧誘の電話するのと同じだ。同じ小金を使え。
巻き込んでどうすんだよ。
頭が使えるやつがいれば有利になる。手札は多い方がいい。
おい、何こそこそやってんだよ。
Mink lets me go. I sit back. I'm pretty sure Mink was talking about my voice. But getting noise on our side, easier said than done. Will I really be able to persuade him like I do with customers? I face the cube the cockatoo is holding and take a deep breath. I'm not crazy about the idea. I don't know Noise or Mink very well. But Granny's in danger. I have to give it a shot. Focusing. How does it feel when I speak to customers on the phone? I make my voice soft and low.
ノイズだよな。聞こえてるか？ちょっといろいろあって今大変なんだ。正直俺たちだけじゃ厳しいかもしれない。だから力を貸してくれないか？全部終わったらお前の望み通りにするから。青葉、頼む。力を貸してくれ。
I wasn't sure if it worked, but a few minutes later, Noise shows up at Humdrum Junk. This CG. Kojaku, Clear, Mink, and Noise. Getting this ragtag bunch together, it's nothing short of a miracle, really. Kojaku isn't happy, of course, but he's just going to have to deal with it. I give Noise a brief rundown of the situation to get him up to speed.
ドライジュースってリブで一番でかいチームだろ。
なあ、
結構な人数がいたはずだよな。
だよな。
うちのチームの連中にも探させてるが引っかからねえな。
僕も屋根の上から探してみましたが全然ダメでした。
人目につく場所じゃねえってことだろ。
どういうことだ？
立ち入り禁止の区域も視野に入れる必要がある。
そういうことだ。情報収集マニアなだけあるな。
マニアじゃねえよ。
Mink makes a casual gesture with his pipe.
ばあさんが連れてかれた方向は北の京線だ。
京線？
確かにあの辺には使われてないビルやら倉庫やらが山ほどあるな。
調べろ。
Mink thrusts his pipe at Noise like a general's baton.
お前に命令される覚えはねえけど。
交換条件付きでこいつの話に乗ったんだろうが。面倒なことはとっとと片付けてえだろ、お互い。
Noise answers with a sneer, but then opens a screen on his coil and gets to work.
つか、なんでてめえが仕切ってんだよ。
だったらお前が率先してやればいいだろうが。
ああ？
Just as I'm afraid Kojaku's going to launch himself at Mink, the cockatoo sitting on Mink's shoulder looks up from his preening.
ここで怒鳴り合ってもエネルギーを無駄に消費するだけだと思うが。
つかてめえが出しゃばんな。
Benny glares at the cockatoo from Kojaku's shoulder, puffing his feathers up.
オールメイトは主人に似るとはよく言ったものだな。
今なんつったてめえ、この野郎。
ピーチクパーチクうるせえな。
Cutting in, Noise turns his coil screen around so we can see it. The screen shows a map of the old residential district. There's a blinking red triangle at one end.
ここが京線だ。この辺りのネットワークにアクセスするとエラーが出る。立ち入り禁止の区域は普通ネットワークが機能してない。けどここだけエラーのデータに不自然なブランクが混じってる。つまりこれはフェイクだ。機能してないように見せかけてる。
当たりか？
かもな。この辺りはもともとゴミの処理施設だった場所だ。
数年前に閉鎖されて立ち入り禁止になったってやつだよな。
今も不法投棄が続いてゴミ捨て場になってるってとこだろ。
ばあちゃんはここに？
方向としては俺が受けた報告とほぼ一致してる。
It's not definite, but it seems worth checking out.
ただもしここに大産さらった奴らがいるんだとしてもよ、この辺の道とか全然わかんないぞ。と。
あ、それなら僕が知ってます。
お前な、遊びじゃねえんだぞ。
わかってます。本当に知ってるんです。僕、昔よくこの辺りを散歩してたんですよ。え？何ですか皆さん。なんで静かになってしまうのですか？もしかして僕のことを疑ってるんですか？やめてくださいよもう。本当に知ってるんですよ。ちゃんと地図だってかけてしまうんですからね。
Indignant at our reaction, Clear shoves his hand into his coat pocket and pulls out a pen and paper.
サラサラサラーっと。
Clear's pen dances across the paper.
はい、できました。
おいおい、本当に合ってるのかこの地図。
照合しろ。
Mink snatches Clear's map and tosses it at Noise.
確かに外観図とは一致してる。
じゃあ合ってるってことか。
だから言ったじゃないですか。皆さんひどいです。
まあこれで迷うこともなくなったし、あとは乗り込むだけだな。
乗り込むってもな、このメンツだろ。
Kojaku looks at the others with disgust.
よりにもよって変なのばっかり集まりやがって。どうなったんだよ。
あんただって人のこと言えないだろ。
うるせえ。
俺はあんたらに協力する気はない。俺がやりやすいようにやる。その方が効率がいい。
それじゃバラバラになっちまうだろうが。
場合によっちゃその方がいい。どんなに綿密な計画を立てたとしても全員その通りに動く保証はねえ。
だからそれこそてめえが言えたことかっつうんだよ。
お前とそこのガスマスクに言ってんだよ。
んだと？
僕もですか？ひどいですよ。僕はみんなと仲良くやりたいと思ってるんですよ。
冗談は顔だけにしろよ。
Nope. I never really thought this was going to work, but this really isn't going to work. They're not even trying to work together.
おいガスマスク、話がややこしくなるからお前は黙ってろ。
そりゃあんたも同じだろ。
そんなひどいですよ。ややこしくなんかならないですよ。
お前の存在自体がややこしい。
Here I am, racking my brain over what to do, and they're bickering like children. This isn't the time for this shit. Granny might be a serious danger. We've already figured out where we need to go. We should be on our way already.
そもそも信用するしないって話自体が。
These guys.
お前らいい加減にしろ。
I immediately regret my outburst. It's not like they're going to listen to me any.
あれ？
Suddenly, the bickering stopped.
なんで？
青葉の言う通りだ。そろそろいい加減にしねえとな。
こうしてる時間がそもそも無駄だし。
とっとと行くぞ。
そうですね。そうしましょう。
The atmosphere in the room has done a complete 180. As one, the four men rise from the couch. Suddenly, they're all on the same page. Well, whatever.
よし、行こう。
I collect myself and join them. Granny, I'm gonna save you. And Mizuki, and the rest of Dry Juice too. We leave the shop and head for the North Quarter. Okay guys, I think that's it for this part of the video. Hopefully I'll be able to make them a little bit longer in the future, but I'm really going by what my back is telling me at any given moment. So that's it for part 5, and I hope to see you for part 6.